Okay, good evening, folks. This is K5LYN. My name's Lynn. I'm in Austin, and we get together here on Wednesday evenings and talk about the early days development and the engineering of single sideband and its contribution to the amateur radio community when, in those early days, it was CW and AM, and that was about it. This evening, I'm on a radio called Cheap and Easy SSB. I've used it a lot lately because it has roots all the way back to World War II, when the BC-458, also called a command set, was in the cockpit of the B-17 flying over Western Europe in the Second World War. In the early 1950s, a fellow came along and figured out how to add a balanced modulator and a phase shift network to this BC-458. Still uses the original VFO and the output tube 1625s and much of the rest of the original circuitry, and certainly the chassis and the case is all still the same from those times it was in the bomber. So, we're going to talk to people who have vintage radios, and anybody that's interested is welcome. Don't have to be on a vintage radio, but also buy-sell trades are appropriate here if they're vintage radio related, and technical advice and questions are always really welcome. And we got about 9 people that are early, so let's talk to them, and then we'll go from there. So, how about W5HHW? Hey, Henry, I heard you up there first tonight. Talk to us.
Well, I feel like a privileged character here to be the first one. Well, good afternoon to everybody. This is Henry over here in Brownsboro, about 20 miles out of Tyler on 31. We're W5HHW, and we haven't been in here very much, but we're going to try to change that. And we probably, everybody's heard what I'm talking on, but I'll just run it through real quick. It's a TS520, the original 520, with the DC back on the back of it. Driving a pair 813 homebrew that I built a while back, and about 600 watts is about what I'm going with, about that much into it, inverted V, and yeah, that's about it. So I think I've done too much talking anyway, so let me turn it back to net control and wish everybody a good afternoon, enjoying the chat, and go ahead there, Net, back to net control.
Hey, Henry, you know, those 520s are built so well, they would have survived the trip in the B-17, but I don't think we'll ever put that combination together, over?
No, I sure hadn't, but I was going to tell you, and I'm glad you brought that up. Boy, you really did a great job on that. I commend you because it does sound awful good.
Well, thank you. Actually, I'm the operator of it, but not the guy that did the conversion. That was KG7TR. You can look him up on the internet, and there's lots of pictures of his work in the description, but he did beautiful work. But I've managed it so far. Let's cross all fingers and toes that we keep it up. Hey, KWOC, bring us up to date, Dan.
Yeah, good evening, Lynn, everybody else on the Boat Anglers net this evening. This is Dan, KWOZ, in the middle of Houston, where it's pretty hot. However, I heard some thunder and lightning a little while ago, and I stepped out the front door, and by God, it was reasonably tolerable out there. You could breathe, believe it or not. We didn't get any rain, but whatever blew by, it took some of the humidity away. We're just running a Kenwood TS830 along. I got the whole spread here with the VFO and the stuff. Driving it with a MC50 microphone, and that's driving the whole assembly is driving a homebrew pair of 813s, much like Henry has. I got about 3,100 volts on them, which sags to about 28, something like that under load, and putting out about 800 watts, which is pretty typical for a pair, I think. One time I used to check in the Boat Anchors net with an old Helicopter's HT37, and I drove a pair of 813s with that, and by God, I had used about a KW. But I remembered I had about 3,500 volts on that thing because that was the transformer that I had, so I was probably pushing it a little bit. But anyway, that was quite a few years ago when we used to check in with that. That's it from here, working on stuff pretty continuously, I guess, but I got to do some other things and get rid of a whole bunch of this stuff pretty quick here because I think we're going to be scaling back to a smaller place, maybe even an apartment or something like that. When you get a little older, you can't move this stuff around. K5LYN, KWOZ. It sounds great, Lynn.
You mean you might go off and leave that Bermuda grass you got growing and looking so good these days?
Yeah, I'll leave that to the city. It's on their property, but it's growing great.
Yeah, mine is too. We did the right thing in these hotter weather times. Okay, you're sounding great, Dan. Hey, were you doing some traveling? We hadn't heard you lately.
Yeah, our son and daughter-in-law have a home, or an extra home, I guess you'd say, in Paris, France, right alongside the Eiffel Tower. In fact, it's less than 2 blocks from the base, so we went over there and spent a week or so watching the Olympics and going around town and all that stuff. And one thing that I've made comment of to everyone is I cannot believe how they have cleaned up that city for these Olympics. The subways are spotless. The subway cars are spotless. The people are friendlier than anybody that you know. Everybody is friendly over there. And the police were everywhere. They got rid of all the homeless beggars and stuff in the subways. And it's just incredible how they have cleaned that city up. And like a lot of people told me over there, I got a young guy, Italian guy, on a plane coming back. He said, if they can do that fast in a city that size, they can do it in any of these cities in the U.S. Clean them up. That's it.
Okay, Dan. And it's time that be done here, too. And by the way, the television production, the coverage was beautifully done of the Olympics. Best I'd ever seen. Very, very nicely done. So the right forces were at work there. Great to hear you. And the HD37, that's a radio we've all owned and still makes some of the best audio ever. Good to hear you. Welcome back. Glad the trip was safe. TXW, talk to us, George.
Hello, Lynn, and all around the net for the finest hour of amateur radio for the week. From WB5TXW of Austin. So I'm on the usual S-line radios, 32S1 receiver, 50 out 75S3 receiver, the 30L1, Shure 444 microphone, out to the dipole in the side yard, and it all seems to be working just fine. WB5TXW, over.
Great job on the audio, too, George. Sounds great. Any new projects in the works on your end?
Besides being in the Keep All Doctors in Austin employed, that's about it, over.
I know the feeling. Keep up the good work. All right. I've got a couple more here I'm going to talk to, then I'm going to give this thing to Doug, and I'll tell him the ones I got on my list that I have not called on yet. So let me talk to Byron. Hey, Byron, WA5EDX, how about it?
Yeah there, Lynn. Good evening, and hi to everybody on the net tonight. This is Byron. Byron in Bluffdale, WA5EDX. Tonight we're on a Kenwood TS830S. Surprise, surprise, barefoot. Just got through putting new high voltage electrolytics in it this afternoon. So I thought I'd test it out on the net. Haven't been able to check in the last several weeks. Been either busy or it's been too hot to get out here in the barn. I do have AC out here, but just a little window unit. And if I don't turn it on by noon, it's unbearable out here at that time. I'm sure y'all have all been there and done that. Anyhow, I'm just holding my breath trying to get through August here, and hopefully the temperature will start dropping sometime or other. I just hate July and August for the most part, although July this year wasn't as bad as recent history. And as far as the Olympics go, yeah, they were okay. We won a few gold medals, didn't we? But I could leave the opening ceremonies and the closing ceremonies. I don't know which was worse. So that's all I know for sure, guys. Good to hear everybody on. They're sounding good. Some of the QRN has faded out, so maybe the band will improve as October approaches. Back to you, Lynn. WA5EDX.
Very fine, Byron. Great to hear you. Nice work there. Okay. Let me talk to my friend out there on the edge of the hill country. Hey, N5NEN. Paul, bring us up to date.
Oh, okay, Lynn. I hope you can hear me. I wish everybody else could, but as usual, I'm still challenged for antenna, still using that vertical wire. And But this 1350 is still running fine. I thank Byron for that. And this, as far as boat anchor, sideband equipment, this is my first foray into that, as you know, just a few months. No amplifier. But this radio, I made up contacts in Australia and Indonesia, barefoot on this thing. So something's working. Anyway, it's nice to hear everybody and all their wonderful equipment. And hope to see you sometime again, Lynn, but I don't know when I'm going to get in there. But we have to get together and say hello. I was wondering, it seems like I thought I remembered a Fisk Tire Company in Lubbock. I didn't know if that had anything to you. Anyway, this is N5NEN. Back to you all.
Okay, Paul. Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, as soon as we get a little bit lower temperature, let's get that dipole up, because, see, you're right above my noise level, so we need to get that done. Let me know when you need some help. I'll be around. Okay, hey, Doug, I've got on my list here that I haven't talked to KC5L Tom. I got KC5WLF Jimmy, and I got AG5XP Kenneth, and I got KE5Q. Take it away, K5LYN.
Okay, fantastic. Thanks, Lynn. This is Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo, and top of my list I have Tom. So, Tom, go ahead and give it a shot. KC5L WB1EN, the Boat Anchors Net. Over.
Hey, good evening, Doug, and everyone on the net. Tom, KC5L in San Antonio. And tonight we're talking on the usual here, the Central Electronics 200V with the D104 microphone. And it's driving the matching 600L amplifier, which tripped earlier, and that was the issue that I was having. I think it's working again. And that's going to a Johnson KW Matchbox and a homebrew doublet of about 15 feet. And we're listening on an R390A, and great signals all around. And that's about all we have this evening, Doug, so back to you, KC5L.
Oh, real good, Tom. Glad you got that figured out. I don't know what happened, but it's interesting. It wasn't it just happened, so I guess it did drop out. Anyway, well, you're Q5 right now. You're probably S9, and I only have about an S5 noise level, so no problems with noise over here. Well, all right, Tom, we'll check you again. Yeah, last week I ended up, air conditioning problems, actually, and so I got that $2,700 later. If you own a Ford 150, about 2013, and the evaporator coil goes out, it's pretty much a third of the mass of your entire truck. It has to get moved, and it's an 11-hour job, and it was 7/8 of the cost as labor, so got that figured out. But that's what happened to me last week. So, all right, well, moving down the list, Jimmy, let's see if I got your call correct. KC5ULF, is that correct? Over.
Okay, yeah, no, this is Jimmy. Kilo Charlie 5 with Whiskey Lima Foxtrot, Roger.
Okay, I'm sorry. Whiskey Lima Foxtrot. Real good, Jimmy. Well, it's good to hear you. Welcome to the Boat Anchors Net. Over.
Roger that. I appreciate the welcome. This isn't my first time on, but this is pretty new with this radio, which is a TS530 SP radio, and I'm using a MC50 microphone into a off-center fed dipole Wyndham antenna, and the amplifier is an SB200. So that's what I'm running over here, and it's running real well. I just obtained the radio 2 weeks ago, and I'm just amazed at how well it can do. But anyway, good evening to the net. Y'all stay cool out there, because I'm trying. KC5WLF, back to the net.
Okay, Jimmy. Fantastic sound in TS530. You know, I'd never heard about MC50 microphone. And let me ask you real quick, on your SB200, what kind of output are you getting on it tonight? Over.
Well, right now it's showing 800 peak watts out. Let me look at the average. And right now, average is 500 watts.
Okay, yeah, average peak's not bad. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Things working, sounding really nice too. Your S9 plus probably 10 here in Bryan. And in Bryan, my name's Doug, Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo. Yeah, thanks, Jimmy. We'll check in with you again. I remember, I know you well. Excuse my absence. I'm on the plain old Swan 500, no suffix here. It's pretty much 100% stock. I've replaced the finals just playing around with the 6 HF5 final tubes, a pair. And it's doing, it's decoupled, and I'm driving a Swan Mark 1. It's a retro mod amplifier. It's running two 4400s in grounded grid, and B plus is about, I think 2750. It's an old Bandit transformer, and I'm looking at my bandwidth on the 5KC Tektronix spec analyzer, and I'm showing about down at 65 dB down. Hell, I'm about 50 dB wide, but that's 60 dB down, but that's just only on peaks. Anyway, so I love that old test equipment. Antennas going up with a piece coax inverted V at about an obscene 85 feet. Okay, Dan? Anyway, and I'll work my way down the list here. All right, let's see here. Where am I? I think I have... All right, that's it at the end of my list. I think I'll just take a general check-in. So this is Doug, Whiskey Bravo 1 Echo for the Boat Anchors Net, and I'm taking any check-ins. If you guys want to check in, come now.
Charlie Delta.
Whiskey 1 Bravo Golf.
Alpha Golf 5, X-Ray Papa.
Okay, Kenneth, that's right. You were first. Alpha Golf 5, X-Ray Papa. Good evening, sir.
Well, thank you, Doug, for picking me up. Everybody's sounding pretty good. Tonight we're on the old Gonset GSB 100 transmitter. This is a phasing type transmitter, and got it hooked up to the matching GSB 101 amplifier. Got 4 811s in that thing. Got it doing about 550 watts or something like that. Got a Hamlin HQ 140X for the receive. Electro Voice 619 microphone over here, and a homebrew G5 RV air-cooled dummy load out in the trees zigzagging around. That's what we got over here, Doug. Back to you.
All right, Kenneth. Yeah, sounding great. About S8, steady signal. No fading at all. No, QR Bravo at all. Yeah, band's actually in better conditions than I've heard in quite a long time. So, well, thanks again, Kenneth, for checking in, and I'll move up the list here. I believe it's Perry, KE0, is that it? UOZ, come now.
Yeah, you got it right. I didn't know if I made it or not. I think there's a couple other guys in there too. Anyhow, let's see. We're on the heat kit stuff tonight on the SB102 transmitter. Driving the 2 SB201 amplifier. And okay, we're getting 600, a little better than 600 out, I guess. And I'm using this highly modified D104 mic with the Turner 350 cartridge. So there you go. Anyway, good to hear the guys tonight. I'm glad the band's fair enough that I can get on tonight. School's starting up here, and here the first of this coming week, I change around here and start working evening time. So it'll be few in between when I'm able to sneak off and check in on that. So, but we'll continue to do so when we can. So, anyway, thanks, and good evening all the way around to the Boat Anchor guys. We're right along, KB0,
All right, Perry, well done. Well done. You're +8. And my noise has been creeping up now. It's almost S7. Now the sun's headed down, but no worries. 100% copy and nice sound of modulation. So Real good. All right. Stand by, Mike, KL7CD. Stand by. I have a call here I don't recognize. I think I may have it, but I haven't seen it lately. Okay, Whiskey 1, Bravo Golf. Welcome to the Boat Anchors Net. This is Doug. Over.
Good evening, Doug. W1BG, Katy, Texas. Name is Bill. And we're over here on a Kenwood TS890S. And my big claim to fame, I guess, is, as Lynn says, is my antenna. I have a completely homebrew antenna for the HOA. I'm in an HOA, and we've got a 4-band parallel dipole strung up on our wood privacy fence. The top wire, the 75-meter wire, is at 6 foot 8 inches off the ground. And it's a full-length, full-size dipole, and it's a parallel dipole, kind of, envision a fan dipole, except they're all in line on the fence. I think they're about 4 or 5 inches apart and diagonally offset about 4 inches apart. So anyway, we've got 80, 40, 20, and 17 covered on the homebrew antenna, which basically, like I say, they are each full-size dipoles. And we've got a MFJ 998 Romeo Tango. That is the remote version of that really great auto tuner. And it's out there on the fence along with a Ballon Designs 1213 Tango 1-2 Ballon. And I emphasize 1-2. That's not a 2-to-1. It's a 1-to-2, 25 to 50 ohm Ballon, because the antenna checked out with about 25 ohms what am I trying to say here? Impedance is what we measured with the antenna analyzer. So other than that, we've got of course I told you it's about the Kenwood 890 ACOM 2100 amplifier, which really makes a big difference, and a real nice Electro Voice RE320 microphone. So Doug, back to you. W1BG, Katy.
All right, Bill. Man, goodness, plus 25. The big signal, I think somebody called it the Concrete Bicycle Award. That's on the another net that I hang around with now and then. It's a bunch of old pilots. What do they know? But Air Force's Flyers Club net on 14290 every day at, 8:30 or something Central Time. But in any event, man, I tell you, plus 25. Excellent job on the antenna. I have to tell you, you're plus 25, Bill. So 890S and RE320 sounded beautiful. So, and the ACOMs, I don't need another kick in the pants. That thing is doing it all by itself. Congratulations on a great sounding station. All right, Mike, thanks for waiting. KL7CD, welcome to the Boat Anchors Net. Mike, over.
Hey, LYN with a very quick comment.
Oh, yeah, go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Bill for coming by. I always encourage him. And for all the people listening, that worry about antennas, we had KC5L, Tom, with his antenna at 15 feet off the ground. We got me with mine 16 feet off the ground. There's Bill with his 5 feet off the ground. So, don't say you can't put up an antenna. It can surely be done, and it works. Okay, KL7CD, pick it up, Mike, K5LYN.
Okay, Lynn, solid copy. Let's see, I guess it's WB1E, KL7, Charlie Delta on the Boat Anchors Net. Well, thanks for letting me in. I hope you're copying me. Do you copy me there, Doug?
I'm hearing you the best I have in a long time. Talk to us.
Oh, yeah, you're plus 15, Mike. Go ahead.
Okay, you're running about plus 10 to plus 15 here at my location. The gray line's just coming across me now, and the signals have been picking up. So it's great to be a boat anchor enthusiast, and it's great to hear everybody. I'll wave a hand there at Bill W1BG Big Gun. Yeah, good to hear you, Bill. Hadn't talked to you in a long time. Hello, Lynn. Hello, George. Hello, everybody. So tonight I'm on the Helicopters Twins, as usual. SX117 receiver, HT44 transmitter with the matching speaker and power supply, and the amplifiers Collins 3001, running about 600 watts, something like that, via coax, no tuner in line, out to a double bazooka up about 45 feet in the red oak trees here in North Arkansas.
So I hope you're copying me okay. It was 92 for a high today. Right now it's 86. 72% humidity. 7-mile-an-hour wind from the south, gusting to 14, and it's actually quite pleasant to sit out on the back deck as long as you're in the shade. Microphone is a D104, and that's what's happening here in Arkansas. WB1E and the boat anchors, KL7 Charlie Delta.
Well, awesome, Mike. Thanks for checking in. The thing sounds really good, your station, as usual. I think you're right, Gray Line. You're sounding better. Last week I missed out, but the band has been really beating us up lately. But you sounded great. This is probably the best I've heard you, or actually everybody, in the last couple months. So, all right. Well, with that, I'm going to see if Rusty is available. WK5R, are you around, Rusty? WB1E and the net.
WB1E, WK50, yes, I'm here, Doug. Good evening.
Well, good evening, sir. You sound fantastic. Would you like to take a couple? They're biting pretty good tonight, Rusty. Over.
All right, I'll do it. Well, I'm not on my boat anchor. I'm on my Yaesu STDX10. Not easy for me to say. Then the microphone is it's a dynamic broadcast studio mic, and I'm driving my homebrew GS35B amplifier fairly close to local limit, legal limit. Boy, I am summer tonight. Anyway, the next is going through a homebrew tuner and bypass mode because I don't need it on 80 meters. So that's going up to a homebrew fan dipole at about 50 foot. That's the operating conditions here. So with that, I do not have a list, so who else is out there for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now.
Hello, Rusty.
Okay, there were two stations there. One of them, I don't even have to hear a call sign. You getting in for the numbers, Jim?
That's it. November 5, Whiskey Juliet Alpha.
All right, got you for the numbers. Okay, who was the other station? Come again? I got Jim there in Louisiana. There was another station trying to check in. Come now. Oh, okay. Yeah, go ahead, sir. The KC7 station, go ahead. That is correct. Go ahead, sir. Roger, roger. Okay, Green Machine is sounding good from Wichita there, the Keith Kit Hot Water 12 there. It's working. We got some static or something somewhere, but it's working. Got it all. Appreciate you checking in. Okay, who is next for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. See anybody anywhere for the Boat Anchors Unlimited? Come now. must have used all the worms up before I got here, Doug. They ain't biting. All right, K5LYN, WK5R. Good evening, Lynn.
Yeah, hi, Rusty. Bad is not quite open yet. I'm hearing you fine, but not too good. Am I doing any good up there? Well, maybe not. All right. This is K5LYN returning here to see what other vintage radios we can scrape up here. Did we ever pick up KE5Q Jim? Did we talk to you? Well, maybe we did, or maybe we lost him. All right, let's see. Who else wants to talk vintage radio again? This is K5LYN, Lynn in Austin. Listening?
Yeah, here we go. Whiskey 5 Delta Kilo.
DK, hey, Don, talk to us. In fact, you may want to pick up some check-ins here directly.
All right, I think you got the ground covered, so I'll just check in. Good to hear everybody. I could barely hear the guy from Kansas on the hot water. That's pretty cool, but it was built in for me. Good evening, everybody. This is Don. I'm in Spring Branch, the pretty Spring Branch Hill Country north of San Antonio, and I'm on my complicated station here. This is the TR4 Drake with D104 and an L4 amp out to antenna. I think I need to lower my antenna. All these guys got lower antennas and they're working real good. But anyways, I got a resonant dipole up about 60 feet and it's doing what it's doing. Back to you, Lynn. Good to hear everybody. Thanks for running that W5DK.
Absolutely wonderful signal, Don. We're going to catch you at Belton here in a few more weeks.
I think it's more than a few weeks. There's a tailgate in San Antonio in September, though.
Yeah,
Small.
I used to go to when they had it in the dance hall in San Antonio, but Shorts has replaced that and never has been quite as good. Okay, hey, if you don't want to take any check-ins, I'm going to ask KL7CD if he wants to do it. You want to say any check-ins?
No, I'll pass. Let Mike do it.
Well, I'm copying everybody pretty good, but usually when it comes around to me, it's too late to get any more, but I'll give it a shot. Okay, this is Mike, KL7 Charlie Delta. I'm in Greers Ferry, Arkansas, northern Arkansas, not too far from the Missouri border, and you've stumbled onto the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, and we're taking check-ins. You don't have to be on the Boat Anchor to check in, but if you're interested in talking or listening to some old Boat Anchors, come now.
Well, Mike, as good as your signal is, I thought the whole world wanted to talk to you.
Well, that would be nice, but I don't hear anybody.
Well, give it one more try. Maybe we'll go around the table one more time, but we may have done it here. We've been on more than 30 minutes. Lots of check-ins, lots of good signals, but you're the strongest I've heard you in a long time, so we know conditions are getting better. Give it one more shout.
Okay, yeah, it's not quite dark here. It's kind of dusky dark, but still pretty. The green line is still moving over, but I'm glad to hear I'm getting out. Okay, this is KL7 Charlie Delta. This is the Boat Anchors Unlimited net. We're going to close the net pretty quick, so if you want to check in, please come now. Well, there you go.
Well, good shot. Doug, you want to say anything before we give it to Rusty to wind it up?
Yeah, okay. I think I did forget Jim. That's my fault, Jim. Please forgive me. I'm going to have to text him and say I'm sorry. But Jim, if you're out there, please give us a shout. If not, everybody have a great night, and it's always a pleasure to come in and work you guys with this classic equipment. So. What would it cost these days to create something like what I'm on right now, the Swan 500? I think that the front panel alone would probably cost $300. At least that's what I'd probably sign for. It's probably more than the radio was brand new. All right, but yeah, Jim, if you're in there, please jump in. If not, 7-3 to everybody, and I'll look forward to this next installment of the Boat Anchor Net. Now I'll send it back to Rusty, I guess.
All right, Doug. Well, I almost forgot. I had some parts and stuff come in, and I was messing with them, and almost forgot about it there. And I looked up, and it was like 7:51. I thought, oh, my God, I got to get on there. But anyway, This is WK5R, and you're listening to the Boat Anchors Unlimited net, and we're getting ready to shut her down. Oh, if there's anybody else out there that wants to check in before we shut the door, come now.
Hey, I just want to know if anybody can hear me. Besides Lynn, this is N5NEN.
Yeah, I hear you in Katie, W1BG.
Sounding good in Cedar Park.
Roger on the Cedar Park. Anything else for the net?
That was a double.
I say N5NEN. Anything else for the net?
Oh, no, I don't have anything else. I talked to Lynn earlier. I doubt anybody can hear me. My conditions are not near what you're on, but this is a flat 360.
Well, you came up there a little bit when you first started. You were good, then it went back down. I guess you're still moving around.
Well, just that my conditions out here are not good. I can't even hear well because my that's nice out. Some noise in my neighborhood just drives me crazy. But this is 5NEN. I'll let you close the net.
All right. Well, appreciate you checking in there, and what I could hear sounds good there. No problem. We'll kiss you next time. We get on around there a little closer to fall and the wintertime, the band will get better because it'll start to be getting darker earlier. So with that, last call for anybody to check into the Boat Anchors Unlimited before we shut the door. Come now. All right, hearing nobody. Appreciate everybody checking in. We'll look for you next week. Well, this is WK5R, now closing the Boat Anchors Unlimited net at 8:06 and returning the frequency to normal amateur abuse. WK51. Boy, I'm having trouble talking today.
Great net, everybody. 73s, and let's see if W1BG. Bill, you still there?
I am. Lynn, what can I do for you?
Well, I just wanted to thank you again for coming by because you demonstrate over and over again how nice a signal can have, can get out when it's only 5 feet off the ground. That's worth a lot to everybody that's here.
Well, it's actually 6 foot 8 inches to the feed point on the 80-meter wire, but yeah, I understand. It's pretty awesome. I've got 130 countries worked. I don't have that many confirmed, unfortunately, but I've got 130 worked. I've got worked all states, and you'd be surprised what you can do here with inside an HOA and still keep the HOA Nazis away.
Yeah, that's such an important message because more and more people are trapped by that myth that you can't put up an antenna. Obviously, you've demonstrated that you can really, really well, and that's a big part of the net, so I'm glad you come by. I hope you do it more often.
Okay, Lynn, thanks for the kudos. W1BG, Katie.
And K5LYN, great net, y'all. Listen out.
Yeah, excellent sounding station, Bill. You've given me with my 160 dipole blues, only getting the dip down to 1.22 to 1. And I know if I would play around with the ballon, I would get it down to the good part, and you've done that. So yeah, good for you, man. I say you're still hanging in there. The loudest station on the air, 7-3 Bill. WB1E, and I'll listen out, guys. 7-3 all.
Yeah, the ballon really is essential to matching this thing because on a low antenna, your impedance point is really, really low. And if you're feeding with coax, your 50 ohm coax, you've got to match that up or you're going to have a horrible loss at the feed point. As much as 2 to 1. You feed with 50 ohm coax, you're looking at a 2 to 1 loss out there. So it's important to match that up, and the Ballon Designs 1213 Tango, that's 1213-T, from Ballon Designs. I think they're about $130 now, but and they're rated 3 kW, so you're not going to burn them up. They really do a wonderful job. Thanks, Lynn and Annette and everybody. We'll catch you hopefully next week, W1BG.
Hey, Bill, that antenna, that Ballon works with all of the bands, right?
I've got individual wires for 80, 40, 20, and 17. But
right,
they all
go through that
like
Ballon.
You would with a fan dipole.
Yeah, they all go through that Ballon, don't they?
Yes, they do.
Nicely done.
Thank you, sir.
K5LYN, KC5WLF.
Yeah, Jimmy, go ahead.
Hey, Lynn, do you know anybody locally here that works on these old stations? I'd got to the point where I can't see too good and I tremble and everything else. I'd like to find somebody that could replace the caps in my old 101 Zulu Delta.
I think we're all overwhelmed with our own stuff that needs to be done, Jimmy. I'd be glad to help you, but I've got 2 stations that are down here. In fact, my Collins amplifier on 20 meters is giving me fits. So, I mean, I'm probably not the best. I wish I could do it, but I've got to keep my own stuff going here, and it's hard to keep up. Good luck. I hope you can help. Find some help with that.
Yeah. I was just thinking maybe I could find somebody that does that on the side and stuff. I mean, if I could do it, that would be an interesting hobby or a side job, even maybe a full-time job. All right, thanks anyway, Lynn. 7-3, and y'all have a good weekend coming up. This is KC5WLF, Cedar Park. See you later.
Well, this was the right place to ask for the help, and I hope you score.
Yeah, I think there's a guy in San Antonio that does work, right?
I'm sorry, my wife was hollering at me. Say again?
Well, I think there's a guy in San Antonio that does repair work on stuff. I'm sorry about the wife hollering because I'm used to that myself. Over.
Yeah, I hear you. If I'd have keyed up, you wouldn't have liked it.
Well, let me look around. I thought there was a guy that was doing commercial repair in San Antonio.
There is, but I can't remember his name right now.
I think he just does later model rigs. I don't know for sure though. I really don't know for certain. But okay, thanks for the tip there. I might even have his information. I might give him a call. KC5WLF.
All right, good deal. W5DK.